This short presentation accompanies the Saving Snow, Climate Change Attitudes and Behaviors Among the Nordic Ski Community poster for the Planetary Health Alliance 2022. My name is Christine Vatovec. So Nordic skiing is also called cross-country skiing and has a number of different health benefits, economic impacts on local communities, and it has increased in popularity during the pandemic. It's also being impacted by climate change in a variety of ways. There's shorter season, less consistent snowpack, and these changes are going to have an impact on the ability for people to get out in the wintertime in northern and snow-covered areas. With less snow, people aren't going to be able to get out there as much. So there are some concerns about both the impacts on physical health for people becoming less active in the winter, and then also the economic impact of the lack of winter tourism in areas, combined with the fact that alternatives such as traveling farther distances could have negative repercussions on the climate themselves. And we'll talk about that more in a second. So this was an online survey conducted using Qualtrics from January through March 2022. It's a convenience sample that was sent out to a number of different listservs around the United States to get input. And our sample size of usable data was 785 responses. And as you can see here, we had quite a large number of white respondents, non-Hispanic, highly educated, and with an income that was relatively high. The primary motivation for people seeking to participate in Nordic skiing was, number one, physical fitness, followed by being out in nature, and then mental health. In terms of climate change awareness, the majority of these respondents are very aware of climate change, with 93% in total agreeing, 77% of which were strongly agreeing that they are aware of climate change. Similarly, they believe that climate change is caused by human activity. 88% are worried about climate change. 83% are already seeing the impacts of climate change on their ability to ski, and 88% are believing that climate change will affect their future ability to ski within 10 years. In terms of behavior, a smaller amount of people are seeing the link between their own behavior and the impacts on climate change and skiing ability. So only 64% are considering the impact of their travel to arrive at a ski destination, and only 43% are considering the ways that the ski centers where they frequent have any sort of greenhouse gas emissions. In terms of their behaviors and thinking about in the future, if a person's preferred ski location had poor conditions, not enough snow, inability for skiing to occur, we're seeing that the majority of people are saying that they would be willing to travel, so traveling a farther distance. The majority of people in the survey also reported that they are currently, 65% are currently traveling less than 30 minutes to their preferred ski destination, and the majority of people are traveling at least once a week, at least, and more so 3 times per week at minimum. So there's a large number of people who are going to be increasing their travel in order to reach ski destinations. So overall, a few things to point out is that our sample and representative of the Nordic ski community is overwhelmingly white, highly educated, and of higher income. They're very aware of climate change, they're experiencing climate change, they're supporting adaptive measures at Nordic centers like increasing opportunities for other types of sports, but they're not yet participating themselves in climate-friendly actions. So the implications of this are that we could really encourage this community to increase diversity and inclusion, while also being able to utilize the power and privilege that they have in society to engage with climate adaptation efforts. Thank you.